Roller coasters have reached a new level of insanity. Yes, I am talking about the announcement of the world's tallest, longest, and fastest roller coaster, Falcon's Flight. But it's not just that. This whole park on its own would be insane without Falcon's Flight. But with it, it just doesn't even feel real. So in this video, I'm going to give a rundown on just how insane this park is and what it means for other parks in the future. A while ago, we saw this POV of Falcon's Flight, which doesn't look that good at all. So we just thought it would be one of those Saudi Arabian projects that stopped midway through construction and never got finished. But here we are. It's November 2023, and the park and Intamin have put out an official announcement and animation for Falcon's Flight and the whole park of Six Flags Qiddiya. It's just completely insane. But what better place to start than their star attraction and the world's first ever EXA coaster, Falcon's Flight. Oh my gosh, this coaster is completely insane. What even is this? The biggest drop is almost 520 feet, which is exactly 100 feet taller than Top Thrill Dragster. Or should I say Top Thrill 2. They didn't say if that's the giant airtime hill or if that's a cliff drop, but either way, that's completely unreal. And get this, the total elevation change is 640 feet. I'm thinking this is probably from the top of the cliff to the bottom because there's a downwards ramp with a launch, so that's probably why it isn't considered a full drop. And speaking of that airtime hill, how is this thing even gonna feel? Judging by the animation, this looks like a good 7 to 9 seconds of sustained ejector airtime. And to give a reference on just how tall this thing is, the tallest airtime hill in the world right now is probably Leviathan's giant floater hill, which is around 200 feet. This will be like putting Fury 325's long sustained drop on top of that huge airtime hill. That will be completely crazy and definitely the best coaster element in the entire world. Then after that, you have many more fast speed hills which probably give a similar sensation but just not quite as tall. But even if they're lacking in height, one thing they do better than that first hill is speed. You are going to feel like you're going so fast on those hills and just the entire coaster. Another thing I didn't mention was the length. I know I said that's the world's longest coaster, but just how long is it? Well, it's just 50 feet away from being 14,000 feet long. Wow. Steel Dragon 2000, the current world's longest roller coaster, is only 8,000 feet long. That's a whole 6,000 foot difference, which is like taking Steel Dragon 2000 and putting Voyage's entire layout at the end of it, including the lift hill and brake run. This coaster is going to be completely insane, and I just wish it was opening in America or at least somewhere closer, and then I could ride it sooner. Another insane thing is that this park will feature 7 themed areas, and I know this is just concept art, so it might not actually look like this when it opens, but wow, do these lands look amazing. The lands are Steamtown, City of Thrills, Twilight Gardens, Grand Exposition, Discovery Springs, Valley of Fortune, and finally, Citadel. Falcon's Flight isn't the only notable roller coaster here. They're also opening a Hyper Vekoma tilt coaster, which is just insane itself. And then they're also opening a GCI Infinity Flyer family coaster, similar to Zambezi Zinger, but with a regular lift hill. And then they're building some other family coasters too, and then an Intamin Hyper Swing Launch coaster with a top hat. It won't be a full layout, but more just like if Stealth or Accelerator had a vertical spike and an LSM launch. Saudi Arabia is not the easiest place for us Americans to get to, but this park will easily make any trip to the Middle East worth it for coaster enthusiasts. So what are your thoughts on this crazy park and coaster? Comment them down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.